Today we are going to discuss using date formulas in the system. To give you an idea of how to use date formulas and what they are, we're first going to look at the help topic on using date formulas. Let's go up to our help menu at the top. Go ahead and select Microsoft Business Solutions Navision Help. This will bring us out to the help for the system. Here we've got under our Contents tab a bunch of different books we can choose. Let's go ahead and select the first book, Welcome to Navision Online Help. Next, let's go ahead and select the Using Microsoft Business Solutions Navision book underneath that one. And here you'll find a help topic for using date formulas. Once we select that, that populates the right-hand window with the help for using date formulas. Let's take a look at this. We'll read through this and follow along with the examples that it gives here. It says, by using date formulas in Navision, you can tell the program how to calculate dates. You can enter date formulas in various date calculation fields and in recurring frequency fields in recurring journals. Here are some examples of how date formulas can be used. It says here that the date formula in the recurring frequency field in recurring journals determines how often the entry on the journal line will be posted. To give you an example of this, let's go out to Financial Management, minimize this, go to Payables, and let's go ahead and select Periodic Activities and then choose Recurring Journals. This brings us out to our recurring journal. Here you'll notice we have a recurring frequency field. We have set the date formula in this field to be 1M. What this simply means is that after posting this particular entry on 12/1 of '04, it's going to actually change my posting date in this recurring general journal to be January 1st of '05, 1 month from the last date that it was posted. So 1M stands for 1 month. Let's go back to the help for a second. All right, and let's open this up again here a little bit so we can see it better. So here it said that once again the date formula will determine how often the entry on the journal line will be posted. So that's, like I said, it was 1M. An example of 1M is you'll notice if we scroll down a little bit, it says that the following letters, which are abbreviations for time specifications, can be C for current or D for days, W weeks, M months, which is what we used, Q quarters, or Y for years, and then it says how we can construct a date formula in 3 different ways. We've got current plus a time unit, which we're going to come back to that in a couple minutes, a number and a time unit, which is what we just constructed. So here it gives us examples of 10D, which is 10 days from today, or 2W, which is 2 weeks from today. Well, in our example, we used 1M, which was 1 month from this posting date. That is our first example. Let's scroll back up. Second example it gives us is that it says the date formula in the grace period field for a specified reminder level determines the period of time that must pass from the due date or from the date of the previous reminder before a reminder will be created. Let's minimize this for a second. I'm going to close out of that recurring journal and go out to Financial Management, Receivables, Setup, and Reminder Terms. Here, if we click into the levels, you'll notice we get the grace period field, which I just talked about. So here we've specified that we must wait 15 days from the last time that a reminder was created before this will actually get generated. Here, it says as well, the third example is the date formula in the due date calculation field determines how the program calculates the due date on the reminder. Scrolling down, or moving that down, we have the due date calculation field here set to 0D. 0D stands for 0 days. That means that this reminder, if we are calculating interest and fees, is due upon receipt. I'm going to close out of that and give you one more example of this. We have under our payment terms as well a due date calculation. Here we set payment terms for net 10. Well, here we're constructing a due date calculation of 10 days. Basically that means that the net of the invoice is due in 10 days. Net 15 would be 15D. Here we've said net 30 is 30D. And on receipt is 0D, similar to what we just looked at with the reminder term due date calculation field. Close out of that for a second, go back to the help topic. And let's take a look at what I said we'd come back to here, which was constructing a date formula in 3 ways. The first one, which I said we'd come back to, which is current plus a time unit. For example, current week and current month. Here, CM, a good example of using current month would be when working with, let's say, a rental deal code. Let's go out to give an example of this. So I'm going to minimize the help again. We're going to click on Rental Advantage, Setup, and then we'll go ahead and select Rental Deals. Here it brings me out to a rental deal card. Happens to be monthly, month in advance deal. This is a deal where the term of the deal is we're billing, or rather this term is periodic monthly. So basically the term of the rental is at once a month. Okay, they're renting this for a month at a time. The price type, we're billing this or pricing this out periodically by the month, and also billing it periodic but in advance, because we said this is a monthly in advance deal code. More importantly than these, though, is the initial and final term tab. You have the ability to specify an initial term date calculation. Here, let's say we put in CM as the term date calculation. Utilizing CM in this example basically means that since we are billing this customer in advance once a month, let's say that our policy in our organization was to go ahead and send out our invoices on the first of the month. We want to generate them and send them out every first of the month. Therefore, if the customer actually started their rental, let's say halfway through the month, on maybe the 15th of the month, we want to cycle them through the end of that particular month and then start billing them from the first of the month thereafter, what we refer to as stub billing. So here, by putting an initial term date calculation of CM, that stands for current month. It means cycle them through the end of the current month. So that's where you can utilize something such as CM. Close back out of that. Let's just review over the last pieces of this help topic. Talks about at the end here that we can do a time unit and a number. Okay, the third example. So for example, D10 here would be the 10th day of a month, the next 10th day of a month rather. Or WD4 is the next 4th day of a week, or Thursday. So it talks about how you can combine these three forms as needed. For example, CM plus 10D would be current month plus 10 days. Or you can use a minus sign to indicate a date in the past. For example, negative 1Y would be 1 year ago from today. Because you find the date formulas in various different places throughout the system, we looked at on a recurring journal, we looked at in reminder terms, payment terms, as well as on a rental deal. They also show up on reports. Let's say the aged accounts receivable report has it in there. Aged accounts payable report has a date calculation in there. Since they're in a lot of different places, you may consider saving this using date formulas help topic to your favorites. If we click on our Favorites tab, and this was reviewed in How to Use the Help System, just to show you again, we want to add the Using Date Formulas to our Favorites topic. We simply come over here and just press the Add button. Now that has saved the Using Date Formulas Help topic to your favorites, thereby allowing you quick access to that help topic for future time, for a future date. This concludes the Using Date Formulas video.